Where do you end up finding work?
Well, I came here without any education
Mm,
and ended up living on the streets of Detroit for 18 months
wow.
with 4 kids. And
Mm.
I ended up knowing that I had to make a change in my life.
So, experiencing that, I've read your book and I'm going through some of the things. What neighborhoods and what places did you find to be more welcome, especially in a time like the 70s? I'm unaware of where unhoused populations were and what was commonplace. Very prevalent now when we see communities, but how common was that back then?
Well, I was always on the east side of Detroit,
Mm,
and I lived over there in the Banner House, actually over there near Mack and Newport.
mm,
What made me start reaching out is that when you're trying to feed 4 kids
mhm.
and none of them are in school because you don't have the necessary tools to get them in school. I remember the defining moment in my life when I went to beg for food to feed my kids.
Mm.
And I found most of them friendly and would give me some food. I would promise them I would pay them back if you just give me a little bit of food where I could feed my kids. I remember going to the store one day and the store was closed. That store was called the Champion Food Mart.
Mhm.
It sat on the corner of East Lawn and Mack. I went to that store to feed my kids and the door was closed. I couldn't figure out why was it closed. And I tell people, when your stomach is empty, your brain doesn't work too well. And mine didn't that day because I had actually dropped down to 85 pounds. I remember going to the alley because I was looking for food to feed my kids. And I'm saying to myself, maybe they threw some food away.
Mm.
I was desperate. And I went in the dumpster and this big rat jumps out. I
Oh,
thank that
man.
rat today, though. And
Mm,
I'll tell you why. Because as that rat was running down the alley with the food in his mouth,
mhm.
I said to myself, that rat is smarter than I am. He got the food before I got it.
Wow.
He got that food and he's smarter than I am. I realized at that point I had to change my life.
Hmm.
I had to do something to my kids. And I remember dropping to my knees, crying like a baby. Lord, if you just open up one door, I will give back the rest of my life.
Wow. So your connection to giving
Came from that.
moment in your life where you're like, okay, I can be and pour into others that are possibly experiencing but should never experience something like this.
That's right.